New York, New York Communities for Change, Drum Dices Rising Up and Moving, CAV, Mi Gente, the New York Caring Majority, Hand in Hand, the National Domestic Workers Alliance, New Sanctuary Coalition, If Not Now, Never Again Action, Jewish Voice for Peace, the Brooklyn Movement Center, so many whom we are honoring tonight, and so many others led the way and worked with us on so many of these projects. We are so grateful for them. If this is work you want to support, we have a text to give number, and we will have a link to give running throughout the night. The Mazals is our biggest fundraiser of the year. Our opponent's power is in having a few mega donors, but our power is in you. Truly, when everyone gives what they can, whether it's $5, $50, $500, or $5,000, that's where our power lies. If you're able to make a gift tonight to help us reach our goal and fund organizing efforts like the ones you just heard about, we would be so grateful. Your gift funds our organizing and our fight for New York and a world that works for all of us. And so in that spirit, I want to give a huge shout out and lots of love and gratitude to our amazing host committee, 316 members strong, whose names you should be seeing right now scrolling across the screen, I think. Thank you for partnering with us to strengthen our collective work. And to join the fight and give by text right now, text 917-426-3256. I'm going to say that again, 917-426-3256. I think we're putting it in the chat. And with that, I present to you now our 2020 work in photos.
What an incredible, inspiring way to think about and feel all the miracles of this past year against all odds, really against literally, when they say against all odds, like literally against all actual odds. So just sitting here in deep gratitude for the work of JFREJ and the Jewish Vote and all of the partner organizations for creating miracles together through organizing. Is just incredible. You just heard some music that you're going to hear more of throughout the evening from some incredible musicians. Laura Lassie Townsend is on voice, April Centrone is on percussion and oud, and Ira Honan Temple is on synth and qanun. So grateful for all of their incredible work. You're also going to see a video by Kira Sanchez and audio by Gabe Sanderson. So get ready for all their amazing music throughout the evening. And we just have the best job tonight, where we just get to celebrate and revel in the miraculous resistance and powerful embodiments of solidarity that have emerged over this past year, both individuals and organizations, and just a few of them. I just feel so honored that we get to celebrate them together. In a moment, you're going to see some original artwork created by Molly Crabapple for this year's Mazals. And this year's Mazals beautiful original art depicts the prophet Miriam, who led with song and dance, teaching us that when we move together, we get to practice our liberated future. So the spring of water that followed her through the desert sustained all of us. So I'm just going to keep inviting all of us to keep having that sense of, whoa, I can't believe we are able to do this year against the profound level of crisis and catastrophe that our communities have been facing. So let's continue to dance and move and sing together. And first up in our lineup of incredible honorees is the Let My People Go campaign, which has been so inspiring. They are a marvelous coalitional effort, which was planned before COVID hit and which was launched during Passover of this past year and raised over $400,000 to free over 60 of our immigrant neighbors from ICE concentration camps. Because we know that when we say never again, we mean never again for anyone. So please join me in welcoming to the virtual stage and celebrating the Let My People Go campaign.
I appreciate all the hair I breathed since the day I was released. Because for 190 days, I went through a point where I thought I was going to lose it. I thought I was going to die. I was lucky to get 12,000. And this bond money is at the discretion of the judge. The judge just said, okay, I'm giving you 5,000 bond, I'm giving you 12,000, maybe depending on the mood that day. I know a guy there, he's been there now for 1 year, 2 months, but he's still there. He got 25,000 bond, he couldn't pay that. And I'm so grateful to Brooklyn Bill Bond because they don't know me and they invested in me. And for every other person who don't know me and contribute in one way to the other to the Brooklyn Bill Bond, it was 4 officers who came to arrest me. Say, yeah, we just want to take him to our precinct. He's going to come back in another 2 hours. And the moment they took me to their precinct, the first question they asked me is, are you born here? And I said, no. And all of us that said we are not born here, they took us straight to ICE. The moment you are detained, you have no right. To suit them, they tell you you are in jail. You say you don't have any rights. But when you try to complain, they say, no, you are not in jail, you are in detention. So when you get there, you'll be forced to work. Yeah, they pay you $4 a day, and you work from 5 in the morning to 1 p.m. It really shattered my family. And now that I'm released, they are really, 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 really happy. Especially my mom, my daughter, and a couple of kids that I know that I have.
We are so honored to be here. Thank you, JFREJ, for nominating our team as a Mazals honoree. We are an incredible company. We'd like to recap and share some of the work we set out to do, what we accomplished, who we have to thank, and stress the importance of continuing this work.
Let My People Go was a member-led collaboration between JFREJ, the Brooklyn Community Bail Fund, the New Sanctuary Coalition, and Never Again Action. Our campaign was inspired by the Black Mama's Day bailout and the work of Southerners on New Ground.
Our intention is not only to bond people out of detention, but to do political education in our communities around the need to free them all and end ICE and immigration detention and all forms of incarceration for good.
This was planned before the pandemic, around the Passover holiday, and thrown into high gear by the urgency of getting people out of detention as COVID-19 rates were rising. In response to George Floyd's murder, we also made this transition to include information on the links between immigration detention and systematic racism, mass incarceration, and police brutality.
The campaign was made up of a few teams, which operated as spokes in the wheel of reaching our common goal. The fundraising team recruited and supported individuals, communities, and organizations to bring resources into the campaign and engage their networks into grassroots fundraising.
The post-release support team applied the framework of mutual aid to the work of providing pre- and post-release wraparound community care to people bonded out of detention through the campaign. The political education team provided context around interlocking systems of oppression, abolition, and decarceration, held space for folks to articulate their stake within larger context, and sharpened collective abolitionist praxis. And the Arts and Creative Action team devised and implemented 2 to 3 creative online actions that advanced our campaign's goals and shaped the narrative.
The communications team crafted messaging for the campaign, designed social media, and implemented press strategy in support of raising funds and educating around bond. All of these teams and missions came together, and at the height of the pandemic, the campaign raised over $400,000 to free people and save lives, as well as provide post-release support and reunite families.
We'd like to thank a few groups, as well as specific people without whom this work would not have been possible. Brooklyn Community Bail Fund, Melissa, Zoe, Julie, Emily, and Kevin, New Sanctuary Coalition, Meryl and Andres, and JFREJ staff who supported this campaign, Rachel, Sarah, and Leo, and Nikki. We thank you for keeping your eyes set on freedom and for supporting and encouraging us to throw down in ways we never knew that we could. Thank you for holding everything you hold on a daily basis. Thank you for meeting us with full hearts. We love you.
Thank you to our artistic collaborators who worked on our video projects for the campaign, all the singers and musicians who threw down for our Passover video and brought so much beauty to that project. Thank you to Israel Adeyemi Adeniji, Nathan Lee, and ES Wex who worked with me on the second video that you just saw. Just so grateful. Thank you to Repair the World, who also gave us a support and a home base for the mutual aid and post-release support work that we did.
Who else? We'd be remiss if we did not thank Kate Shapiro from Southerners on New Ground, Jenna Peters-Golden from Aorta, who we consulted about group process and democratic decision-making, Alejandra Pablos from Mi Gente, who each offered us political education and support, Sharon Kleinbaum from Congregation Beit Simchat Torah, who wrote an op-ed for us, and finally Kate and Michael, who both hosted beautiful benefit concerts. Thank you.
There's still a lot to do. Please continue donating to New Sanctuary Coalition and the Brooklyn Community Bail Fund so people can get free from detention in this dangerous and critical time.
In addition, make sure that you are following some of our allies who continue to fight for the incarcerated all over this region. In particular, there is a hunger strike happening in Bergen County. For about a month, a group of immigrants held by ICE at Bergen County Jail have been on a hunger strike. ICE has retaliated against these hunger strikes, and we need to support our incarcerated brothers and sisters out there. So please follow Mexicanos Unidos and Ridgewood for Black Liberation for campaign updates. In addition, Ridgewood for Black Liberation is also supporting the Shut Down Hudson campaign to end the contract of that facility with ICE. So, yeah.
Additionally, more locally, you can join NYC Ice Watch, a new citywide infrastructure launched this fall for reporting, verifying, and responding to ICE raids in every New York neighborhood. We're building a true sanctuary city block by block. So please follow NYC Ice Watch on Instagram to sign up for training.
Finally, we want to invite young people ages 13 to 18 who are passionate about social justice to sign up for Akshav, Jewish Social Justice Alternative Winter Break. The idea for this program came out of the Let My People Go campaign, and we hope it inspires the next generation of organizers and leaders. Signups close on December 21st, so go to the link that you see on the screen for more information and to sign up.
Thank you so much to everyone who made this campaign possible, to everyone who participated and donated, and to JFREJ for this amazing honor.
Faux pas. So you want a miracle, so you want a miracle, so you want a miracle. You just got so many. Like, what is going on? Thank you and congratulations to the Let My People Go campaign for modeling what we all aspire to be a firm commitment to freeing them all and never again for anyone. Is incredibly inspiring. Deep gratitude for your work. And I want to give you an update right now about money, about how much money we have raised so far towards our goal. So if you can, there's a thermometer, I believe. First of all, someone should have a thermometer for the amount of miracles that we're seeing. That thermometer will be through the roof, okay? Somebody needs to make that app. Make a miracle app. Somebody get on it. We have raised already, just tonight, we have raised let me backtrack completely. But both tonight and in the past, we have raised $142,000 and $500. $142,500. That means tonight we've almost already raised $10,000, and that means tonight we have $11,500 left to raise. Which to me, that's like not even a Hanukkah miracle. They're going to be like, yeah, of course, yeah. Like that's oil and then $11,500 and then everybody like these are small potatoes to us, small potatoes. See, I'm threading in a lot of Hanukkah content. You can call me the marvelous Mrs. Mazal. That's my. Please add that to my. Please add it to my biography. So that means we have $11,500 left to raise tonight, and I think we can get a big chunk of it right now. So I'm going to invite as many of you as possible to donate and to donate in an amount that's meaningful to you to sustain this incredible, important work for Jews, for racial and economic justice, and for the Jewish vote, to refuse divide and conquer, to refuse white supremacy, to refuse fascism, and to demand that we will stand in solidarity with all communities in a struggle for racial and economic justice. So now's our moment to put your money where your mouth is, as they say, and make a donation. And we're going to keep that thermometer going up and up and up. It takes about the thermometer is a slow one. It's organic. It's not one of these kind of immediate instant gratification things, but we're going to see that thermometer grow and then we're going to keep checking in. So make your donation now. And next up, I am so honored to introduce an incredible activist who's going to then introduce our incredible next honorees, Anthonine, Pierre, and the Brooklyn Movement Center. I am very lucky to introduce an incredible activist, Lumumba Bandele, who is many things to many people. He's a father, he is a husband, a longtime community organizer, and educator from Central Brooklyn. He is the National Strategies and Partnerships Director at the Movement for Black Lives. And let's just have a moment. Thank the heavens for the Movement for Black Lives. We are living in to be alive in this moment, being led by the Movement for Black Lives, I just feel we are the luckiest. Lumumba has helped to establish so many essential organizing projects, including the Malcolm X grassroots movement's work against police violence and Black August Hip Hop Project, which raises awareness and support for political prisoners in the US. Please join me in welcoming and giving a very warm welcome to the virtual stage, Lumumba Bandele, who will then bring up Anthonine and Leo Ferguson, a longtime JFREJ organizer. Please welcome Lumumba.
Greetings. My name is Lumumba Bandele. I'm an organizer from the People's Republic of Brooklyn with the Malcolm X grassroots movement. I have the distinct honor of introducing a comrade, colleague, and friend, also from the People's Republic of Brooklyn, the powerful and amazing Anthonine Pierre from the Brooklyn Movement Center. As the Deputy Director of the Brooklyn Movement Center, known to us as BMC, Anthonine oversees the organization's member engagement and communications efforts. Her community organizing work at BMC since 2011 has ranged from facilitating community school District 16 parent leadership trainings to supporting the family of Saheed Vassell, a Crown Heights resident killed by NYPD officers in 2018. Repping BMC and the Police Accountability Coalition of CPR, as Communities United for Police Reform, Anthonine has led on several citywide campaigns, including Defund NYPD, helping to pass the Right to Know Act, and the Justice for Eric Garner campaign. She was a founding member of BMC's Black woman-led anti-street harassment collective, No Disrespect, which organized from 2013 to 2018 to end gendered and sexualized street harassment in Central Brooklyn with solutions outside of the police state. No Disrespect developed de-escalation tactics for women, queer, trans, and gender non-conforming people to address violence in public spaces, hosted an annual anti-street harassment week event, and presented at Insight Color of Violence Beyond the State, Transforming Possibilities. Anthonine has 20 years of facilitation and public speaking experience. She joined BMC with a steady resume in public policy, government relations, and youth leadership development. And for those of us that know her well, she is absolutely a committed colleague, comrade, and someone that has been able to stand up and represent the best of who we are, not only as people within Central Brooklyn, but as people who are committed to justice. Her work and her passion shows up with her every day. Please join me in welcoming and honoring Anthonine Pierre from the Brooklyn Movement Center.
Hi, I'm Leo Ferguson. I work at Jews for Racial and Economic Justice, and it's my honor to talk to my friend, Anthonine Pierre. Anthonine, how you doing?
Leo!
This is so great to be together for this reason. Such a great reason.
I'm so happy to be here. Let's talk.
Absolutely. So I'm thinking back to a call we were on not that long ago when you were walking through Brooklyn, and I was talking to you on the phone, and I got to go on this amazing little tour of Central Brooklyn with you. And it seemed like everybody you passed on the street knew you, and your love for your home just could not have been more evident on that call. So can you just tell me a little bit about how growing up in Brooklyn and how being in your home has shaped your activism?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been my activism, my organizing, my passion for change has really been born in Brooklyn, like me. And I grew up in a Brooklyn where Giuliani was mayor of New York City, and there were a lot of monumental events that happened in my childhood that really affected how I thought about the world. So whether that was like being having conversations with my family about Abner Louima when he was brutalized by the NYPD, about Patrick Dorismond, not only when he was killed as a Haitian person, as a Haitian young person, but also when Giuliani released, the day after he was killed, Giuliani released his sealed juvenile records, and he was the person who was killed by police. So in my family, we were having a lot of conversations about what it meant to be Haitian in New York, as well as what it meant to be Haitian in a global sense. So at the same time, I was in the middle of this Haitian community in Brooklyn, very rooted, and you had the Haitian president, Jean-Bertrand Aristide, who was ousted from the country several times in the 90s when I was growing up. So it was all, it was hard not to be politicized when all of these things were happening. But I have to say my family really grounded me in what it meant for our daily lives to be Black, to be in Brooklyn, to be Haitian, and to face injustice, and most importantly, to prevail and succeed.
Yeah, and you talk about Patrick Dorsman and Abner Louima. Those are things that happened, a long time ago, right? So that just shows you the arc of the struggle to end NYPD violence, and how much I feel like in my lifetime, I also growing up in New York, I felt like I haven't seen very much change. So then we come to the spring of last year, and it feels like this kind of breakthrough moment right after, like, you and I have been doing this work for many years together, right? And just like, it's such a slog to try to do anything. And then all of this stuff happens at once. Can you talk a little bit about why we feel like we had that breakthrough? What does that mean? What does it mean?
Yeah, I mean, we had that breakthrough, Leo, because of folks like us who've been out here and we've been grinding and we've been experimenting. And I have to say, this year I've really learned the difference between experimenting and failing. And the thing about experimenting is that if you're not clear, if you don't know, like, okay, this is an experiment, we're going to have iterations, we're not going to figure this out on the first try or the third try or the sixth try, that like it can feel hard. It can feel like failure. It can feel like you're just doing the wrong thing over and over and over again. And what I learned this June, what I learned when basically the country erupted around like holding all of the racial violence that the country has held for so many centuries, what I learned was that we've been experimenting and we've been getting better at this, and that the moral arc of the universe bends towards justice, right? And that like the building work that we've done has brought us to this moment. And that feels so important. And it feels important to remember because, our movement is seeing an influx of so many amazing people who have so much great energy, and like their moment is starting now. And what feels so important about movement is that we do constantly have influxes of people, and that we're constantly like rooted in time, right? That we're rooted in the present moment, rooted in where we've been. And I think where we're most rooted very often is like in the future. We're always trying to blast off to the place that's going to be better than where we are right now. And I think it's important for us to have a full sense of time and movement within movement, and how all of those things get us to moments like this.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Anthonine. I feel like that just shows shows your passion and shows the incredible vision that you bring, and that everyone at Brooklyn Movement Center brings to fighting for the city that we both grew up in and both love, and for Black people and people everywhere to have the freedom to thrive and live safely and beautifully in this city, which is what we all want. So thank you so much. It's just such an honor to be able to give you this award.
Thank you. It's an honor to be honored.
במתנה When I first moved to New York City in 2001, JFREJ instantly became my home as we mobilized in solidarity with all the Muslim or Muslim appearing people being rounded up and detained in the wake of September 11th. A few years later, I joined the staff to organize our rabbis and began the Grace Paley Organizing Fellowship. And now I cheer from the sidelines in Philly as you do your thing and even expand to embrace the Jewish vote, a new member of the JFREJ family. Mazel tov to you. I'm 30 years of modeling with joy and courage how to be a radical Jew in diaspora. You show us all how loving your people leads to a wide, fierce embrace of all people.
Happy birthday, JFREJ. I'm so thrilled to be joining the chorus of loving community members and fans and partners who are in deep and ongoing partnership with you. As someone who has dedicated a core part of my life's work to advancing racial justice, not only in the Jewish community, but beyond, as a Jewish woman of color, as the sister and daughter of Black men who have both been stopped by the police at gunpoint and regularly feel fears for the safety of people I love, to be in partnership deeply with a Jewish organization that has consistently for decades been in this work, and not only been in this work for decades, but continued to get better and evolve and build and grow and continue to be the front runner in this work, often not getting credit that it is due. But I want to be a person right now who says, among your existing success, I hope you continue as the world starts to catch up to where y'all have been. It's amazing to be in deep partnership with JFREJ, an organization that fundamentally understands that our safety comes from our solidarity and deep and long-term committed partnership. And as we can see from the rest of this reel and the rest of this event, JFREJ's results speak for themselves.
Hi, I'm Priscila Gonzalez, Campaigns Director at Mi Gente and longtime fan and comrade of JFREJ. It's such an honor to be in partnership and rabble-rousing with you as a native New Yorker learning about an organization like JFREJ some 2 decades back was like finding an oasis in the desert. JFREJ has really, for me, set the bar for what real allyship and solidarity look like, done with such integrity, meaningful connection, and with a really deep understanding of what it takes to build powerful movements. Over the course of all this time that I've been in relationship With JFREJ, I've had a chance to work alongside JFREJ members and staff and leaders and win some real shit, from domestic worker rights to police accountability to most recently fighting the surveillance state and finding alternative paths to power building in the immigrant rights movement in the era of Trump. You are the realest of the homies. You show up as your full selves, get in your lane and do the damn thing. And so grateful that you are in this collective fight for social justice, and we are that much stronger for it. Happy 30th birthday, and here's to many more.
Oh, what an incredible just testimonies to the power of this organization, this work, and just again, deep gratitude for Anthonine Pierre and the Brooklyn Movement Center for all the work you've been doing for years and years to lay the groundwork for our movements against policing, to imagine a future beyond policing. Right now, I'm really excited to announce the winners of the raffle. Get ready, get ready. There was an amazing raffle, and I now know who won it, okay? So get ready. Hannah Prince, you won our Jewish Left Library. So many, send me screenshots of different passages. Maria Webster, you won our Union Brews and Booze, Have Fun. And Ben Myers, you won our award Image by Molly Crabapple. So enjoy. And I wanted to update you all. Thank you to everyone who helped donate raffle items. And I wanted to update you all, to everyone who has donated, that we have just tonight raised over $22,000. We have just $7,600 to go. That means in total, JFREJ and the Jewish Vote have raised $146,000, okay? And we just have $7,600 to go tonight. So I, for one, don't want to turn off all these ring lights and say, well, we almost got there. I'd really like your help. So you want a miracle, so you want a miracle. So please continue your donations coming. I am now working for PBS officially. Next up, I'm gonna bring up our next miracle. Oh, wow, okay. This is quite an honor. I am very honored to introduce Congressman-elect Jamaal Bowman, who, thank you for existing and for leading in all the ways you are and do, who is off to DC in January to represent New York 16 and to join the growing squad of champions working alongside movements for justice, who are accountable to movements for justice across the country. With the help of the Jewish Vote and Jews for Jamaal, Jamaal unseated a 30-year incumbent and brings heart, incredible energy, and in it to win it determination in his fight with and for the people. So please join me in welcoming to the virtual stage Congressman-elect Jamaal Bowman.
Peace and love, everyone. It's Jamaal Bowman here, Congressman-elect in New York 16th District. It's a pleasure and honor to be here with you all at the Mazals celebration. This is like full circle for me because about a year ago at this time, I was able to earn the endorsement of the organization that I'm going to give a shout out to momentarily. But I just want to go back a year and just tell everyone how blown away I was when I first walked into that museum on Fifth Avenue to see this huge celebration of people, of culture, of justice, of love. Just the music, just the food and everything that went into it was just amazing. So a little over a year ago, I launched my campaign for Congress in the 16th District, starting with the endorsement of the Justice Democrats. And just so you all know, and just so we're very clear, I had no idea in terms of what I was getting myself into. I had worked in education for 20 years, did a lot of work with education organizing, and I thought that I had something to offer and I could make a difference as a person running for Congress. But I thought I was just going to talk to some friends and family, knock on some doors, and hopefully win enough votes to beat my predecessor, Congressman Engel. Little did I know that running for Congress was a lot more than that. And I'm so proud to be here to acknowledge the group and the organization that supported me in the very beginning, supported me when no one else was ready to. They were the first grassroots group to kind of jump in and get my back and believe in what I was about. And that group is the Jewish Vote that we're recognizing here tonight, AKA Jews for Jamaal, AKA is it Bubs for Bowman? Bubs or Babs for Bowman? I'm forgetting, excuse me, I'm still learning the culture. But it's my honor, it's my privilege to acknowledge the Jewish Vote here this evening. The Jewish Vote, we need to understand, it's not just the Jewish Vote, and it's not just Jews for Jamaal. It's a diverse coalition of people, young and old, rich and poor, Black, white, and other, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, non-denominational. It's a coalition that's diverse, and a coalition that gave me credibility and gave me support and gave me love and gave me man, woman, and non-binary power towards organizing in the district, which ultimately led to us tripling voter turnout and winning our election by 16 points. So I am here, sitting here as Congressman-elect because of the work of the Jewish Vote and Jews for Jamaal. So I am very excited to present this Mazals Award to Jews for Jamaal at the 2020 Mazals celebration. Congratulations, well deserved. Thank you all so much. Congratulations, peace and love. And our work is just beginning. So I look forward to continuing to work with you. Thank you so much. Celebrate, be well, peace and love, everyone.
Thank you, Jamaal.
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 My first impression, he was the happiest candidate I'd ever met. I was sure it wouldn't last, but it did. Joy wins.
As a teacher, hearing Jamaal talk about what he built at his school, I knew if he brought that love and fight, his candidacy would be earth-shattering.
I'll never forget sending Jamaal JFREJ's paper on anti-Semitism and getting back a book report.
I've met a lot of politicians, but I've never met someone who speaks with such heart about human rights and putting human beings at the center of our domestic and our foreign policy.
My favorite moment was definitely eating the challah I baked with Jamaal on Friday afternoon in Riverdale the weekend before the election.
I was so proud that the Jewish Vote was the first New York group to endorse Jamaal just before last Mazals, and was even prouder when we were joined by Make the Road Action, CVH Power, and NYCC to fight for the change our communities need.
Talking to my mom in Scarsdale about how we had an opportunity to support the largest movement for racial justice in a generation by backing Jamaal, and seeing my brother phone bank and organizing his friends for the first time.
Hearing about how Jamaal got up at 6 a.m. to write his beautiful response to Rabbi Avi Weiss, and then watching it go viral. Even President Obama said he loved it.
Our weekly phone banks, which grew to more than 100 people each week, were a source of community and hope in a dark time. We couldn't organize in person, but just asking people how they were in the middle of COVID was really powerful.
I knew we were going to win when Jewish leaders in the district backed Jamaal because of his bold progressive positions and not in spite of them.
The final phone bank, when everyone I called had either already voted for Jamaal or they were annoyed because we'd been calling them too much.
Those last days when we were tabling on the streets in our district and flyering our neighbors, seeing the response from so many different people and realizing we had built the progressive coalition we had imagined.
I'm Jewish. I was never sure we were going to win. Since when do we win?
On primary night, we got the returns from the Hebrew Institute of Riverdale, where Jamaal won 2-1. I called Rachel right away and we cried. Okay, maybe I just cried.
No, I also cried.
We all cried.
When AOC was elected, no one saw her coming. Saw Jamaal coming, and the establishment still couldn't stop us.
The powerful partnership between the Jewish vote and If Not Now with End the Occupation PAC overcame the politics of division and fear and beat millions in conservative dark money.
We showed that justice for all, including in Israel-Palestine, is a progressive value and a winning position.
I love knowing my students have someone in whom they can see themselves, who as a public official will unapologetically represent all of our communities.
We built from organizing seniors in Riverdale around care to beating some of the most powerful men in politics. So I know we can win the caring economy we need.
Jamaal,
we've got your back
as we fight together
to win transformational change in Washington.
And we're ready
to transform New York City government in 2021.
Join us.
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 Congratulations to Jews for Jamaal. Congratulations to Jamaal Bowman. We've got your back. So grateful that you're fighting for our movements. Wow, this is incredible. And I wanted to update you that okay, remember somebody else knows the full story of the 8 nights and the oil, but they didn't think they were gonna get there. And I'm starting to have one of those moments where I'm like, I don't think the oil's gonna last for enough days, because we still have $6,500 to go. And I'm just going to be totally honest with you, okay? I'm going to be totally transparent and honest with you and say, I'm starting to get slightly concerned that we won't have enough oil. So here's where we need the miracle. So you want a miracle, so you want a miracle, so you want a miracle, so you want a miracle. Can we arrive there together? I know we're not about arrival as a people, we're like about deferral of arrival, but let's arrive somewhere. Okay, and now I am very honored to bring up so please keep donating because we're gonna keep the thermometer going. And the miracle thermometer, I think it broke. So I am very honored to introduce our next honoree and our final honoree for this evening, the New York State Nurses Association. NYSNA is a union of 42,000 frontline nurses and is New York's largest union of registered nurses. They have been on the front lines in the fights for single-payer healthcare in New York State, and they came out proudly and fiercely this summer for the Movement for Black Lives, saying Black Lives Matter, and endorsed Jamaal Bowman as well. During this devastating pandemic and our government's inexcusable neglect, abandonment, and state-sanctioned murder of those who are most vulnerable in our communities, it was nurses who risked their lives every single day without support, without leadership, without the resources that they deserved and needed to both keep us alive and be with the dying. They bring their full selves, and NYSNA brings their full selves to this fight as full people, as activists, as agents of change. And before we present this award to NYSNA, we want to just share a little bit about our community's appreciation for nurses and all that you do all year round, and especially right now. So please, let's have a moment of you'll see that our spot of our appreciation, and then we'll welcome to the virtual stage New York State Nurses Association, and we'll get to hear from NYSNA member and registered nurse Kim Behrens.
Hi, my name is Kim Behrens, and I'm going to remove my mask. Really, just to thank you for this opportunity to accept this generous award on behalf of the New York State Nurses Association, also known as NYSNA, with so much gratitude to your organization, Jews for Racial and Economic Justice, your membership, your leadership, and all the people who support a single-payer healthcare system. I have been a registered nurse and have worked in the emergency department at Bellevue Hospital for the past 12 years, and now I work as a care manager. And I have seen and witnessed firsthand the ravaging effects of the racism and economic injustices for our Native American, Black, Latinx, and other underserved community members. The inherent institutional racist and classist society we have been living under must be dismantled in order for us to make any progressive change forward. And the best way that I can see that we can dismantle this structure is to build and implement a strong single-payer healthcare system where people can get healthcare access regardless of their job status, their income, their race, their gender, or immigration status. Healthcare is not only a matter of human rights, but a basic fundamental need of all of us as being human. And this is so critical in our times. And it's something that I have personally experienced during the COVID pandemic while I was working in the emergency room. Just the disproportionate percentage of our Black and Hispanic patients who are serving on the front lines to deliver food, doing things that no one else will do at such minimal pay. It's just inhumane the way we treat our populations with the greatest impact. And a healthcare system will really help to dismantle all of these inequities. They're not going to solve every problem, but healthcare is the really good way to start. The membership of NYSNA and myself and all the nurses that I've known, we believe that healthcare is not only a matter of human rights, but a basic need of all human beings. And the best way to deal with the social and racial inequities that we live under, healthcare justice through a single-payer healthcare system is the best way to dismantle the institutional racism that we have. Thank you so much for all the healthcare workers. Thank you for all the frontline workers. Thank you to all the families. And we really feel for the families who have lost lives. This should never be the case for a country as wealthy as ours. And I think really this is a moment of great revelation for all of us, is in order to make effective change, we have to dismantle the existing which we are living in. And we have to think deeply into our hearts and into our souls and make the decision going forward for a single-payer healthcare system.
Okay, it's hard to believe, but JFREJ actually is 30 years old, and I was in and around the founding. This is an extraordinary organization that I hope all of you already know is doing great social and economic justice work, doing it following the basic principles of organizing, building a cohort of people who care, and being sure to build that cohort in the Jewish community and across lines of difference with other communities in the city. Action in the streets is critical. Action on legislation is critical, but it also matters who runs for office and who we helped elect to set policy and make budgetary decisions. And I'm delighted to be here for this anniversary event.
When I think of JFREJ, I think of mutuality, of creativity, and of joyfulness. We've been honored to be partners with JFREJ for the 20 years of our existence, and amazed by the 30 years of JFREJ's work and history and contribution, and are extremely happy to be here with all of you, to be able to uplift all the work that has been done, the power that has been built and that continues to be built through JFREJ and the Jewish vote. We salute you, we lift you up, and we ask all of you to contribute and give to JFREJ at jfrej.org/give now.
Hello, JFREJ family. Happy 30th anniversary. I'm so excited that you are turning 30. 30 is the best year ever. And when I look back and think back on all that you've achieved in the last 30 years, it blows me away. Your soulful, powerful, strategic organizing has been fundamental to the growth of the domestic workers movement and to the caring majority movement that is on fire right now and about to win a massive care agenda all over the country. And it would not have been possible without the incredible work of JFREJ, your leaders, your organizers, your staff, your members. I mean, it's just so profound, the role that JFREJ has played in getting us to this moment where we can actually build the caring economy that we deserve in a way that lifts up all caregivers and domestic workers. Thank you so much for everything. And I'm so proud to be your partner and to celebrate your 30th anniversary with you.
Okay. How, on a 30th birthday, to have accomplished this much, I mean, I'm starting to feel like, what have I done? You know what I mean? Like, if this was my 30th birthday, this is not what people would be saying. So, and that's because we can never do this alone, but it is the power of our collective communities and organizing that can create these miracles together. So congratulations to, and thank you to Nizna and to Kim Behrens. We honor you, we appreciate you. And we are really nearing our candle. We're nearing our 8th candle, basically. We're not quite at our 8th candle yet, but we have about $4,500 left to raise. And to seal the deal, to bring us home, I'm going to bring up an amazing person to the stage, Sarah Goldberg, who is the development coordinator for both JFREJ and the Jewish Vote. And Sarah is going to invite us to help sustain this work in the coming year. So please join me in welcoming Sarah Goldberg.
Hi, everyone. What a beautiful night it's been so far. So wonderful to be in this virtual realm together. All night, we've been asking people to give what you can to help us reach our ambitious $154,000 goal for this virtual party. Thank you, thank you. As you know, making a gift to JFREJ funds the crucial work of the Jewish left, and it allows us to show up for ourselves and our neighbors with power. We know our opponents are really well funded, but their money and power comes from those few at the very top. Our power comes from all of you. Each person that joins JFREJ as a member gets brought with us when we put pressure on our elected officials and those in power. If you aren't a member, we aren't able to bring you with us as people who stand for our vision when we put pressure on those who represent us. We started this year with about 3,300 members, and we have had really exciting growth. I think it's a testament to how many people are looking in this moment for a political home, looking for community, and looking to take sustained action toward building a better New York. And so I'm really excited to announce that for the first time ever, it's looking possible for us to reach 5,000 members by the end of 2020. It's possible, but not inevitable. We'll have to work hard to bring in about 500 more members into the fold before the end of this year. So if you've been in the JFREJ orbit but haven't joined us as a member just yet, tonight is a great opportunity to do so. By joining JFREJ, you support our vision of building a New York where everyone has the freedom and opportunity to thrive. You can take part at a level of engagement that works for you, and you'll be welcomed into a vibrant diasporic Jewish community that works in partnership with organizations fighting for justice across New York and the country. We'll be able to show up 5,000 strong in our fight to defund the NYPD and pass the New York Health Act, and we'll be 5,000 strong wherever we're needed. Just imagine, we'll be all the more powerful and effective, and we'll use that power to transform our city. So, if you already gave tonight or in the past year, thank you. You're counted as a member. And if you aren't a member yet, I invite you to join JFREJ with a membership gift tonight. The most common gift is $5 a month or $36 a year, but please make a membership gift that feels meaningful to you, whether that's $5, $50, $500, or $5,000. You can go to jfrej.org/member to make your membership gift. Again, that's jfrej.org/member to make your gift. Thank you for joining our fight and committing to a vision for a better world. With that, I'll pass it to Audrey.
Thank you so much for those beautiful words, Sarah, and for reminding us of the power of membership and people power. That's how we win, fam. And we are so close to our goal, so close. So if you haven't yet given, can you make a gift right now to help us reach our goal of raising $154,000 to fight for a New York and a world that works for all of us? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Before I kick it back to Morgan, you know what? Wait, I'm just going to also say thank you to everyone who's given tonight. I should have said that. Thank you so much to everyone who's given tonight. It's absolutely incredible. I'm really moved, and I know I speak for all of JFREJ when I say that. I'm going to kick it back to Morgan to officially close us out. But before I do that, I want to make sure to lift up some of the amazing humans, so many amazing humans who helped make tonight possible. So thank you. I wish I had a drum roll for every single name, but it's a long list, so just bear with me. Thank you to all of our honorees, of course, our special guests, our sizzle reel participants who brought me to tears, our fabulous MC, of course, Morgan, Molly Crabapple for her beautiful awards design, Emily Simons for our Mazals designs, our incredible, absolutely ephemeral Mazals band, the 316 of you who joined the host committee for tonight. It truly blows my mind to see all of your names listed in one place. What an amazing community of builders throwing down to make JFREJ and the Jewish vote strong. The Mazals Parties Committee and our fundraising team, Move Money, Build Power. Everyone who joined weekly meetings, phone banked, text banked, pulled together to imagine how to make tonight happen and then made it happen. Our tech and socials team helping us go digital in the age of COVID. Thank you. Our security and community care team. You all have thrown down extra hard this year, and we could not have had this night without you. ACTV for their incredible production and live streaming work, the Jewish Vote Steering Committee, the JFREJ Board of Directors, our esteemed Rabbinic Council. I wish I could put an extra exclamation mark on the next few here, because the inimitable Anna Jacobs, lovingly known to many of us as AJ, events coordinator, and so much more than that. The JFREJ staff who infuse our work with smarts and rigor and love every single day. And most special thanks to Development Director Kirsty Kimball and Development Coordinator Sarah Goldberg. Y'all knocked it out of the park. With that, I'm kicking it back to Morgan, I think.
Can you believe it? Can you actually believe it? No, I know. Hold on. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. I didn't realize I was back on. Audrey, I was just sharing some good news with my friends here. Do you want to hear the good news? Which is that the goal has been reached. The Hanukkah miracle has happened yet again, year after year. Yet again, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Morgan. Thank you, everyone who gave tonight. That is huge. We are so moved, and we cannot wait to enter 2021 super strong and ready to fight and just build the world that we know we deserve.
Thank you, everybody who donated. Thank you, everybody who donated at every single level you donated. Thank you for investing in JFREJ and the Jewish vote and our movements for justice to build a future beyond white supremacy and fascism and all the forces of oppression that we face. And I am going to, what happens now? I forget. Oh yes, I've remembered. I'm going to sing you a little song as a celebration of our Hanukkah miracle. We're going to get to see some love notes from some partner organizations in a moment. I want to give a special thank you to our interpreters, to Brandon Kazan-Maddox and Jessica Ames, our ASL interpreters, and to our Spanish interpreters, Luis Lopez and Edward Garcia. Thank you to everyone for making such a magical evening. I hope you all feel like you really did something tonight. You really, like you went to an event and there was no line at the bathroom, which I think is a wonderful thing to have at an event. With that, I wish you happy Hanukkahs, and we're gonna see some ads from Love Notes, and then we're gonna say an official goodbye to you, and I'm gonna sing to you as the Love Notes from our partners stream across the screen. So go ahead and bring them up. Okay. I hope you can still hear me, because it's almost time to say goodnight. It's almost time to say goodnight. It's almost time to say we did it. It's almost time to say leave the meeting. It's almost time to say what just happened. It's almost time to say thank God this year is over. It's almost time to say happy Hanukkah. It's almost time to say did you donate yet? It's almost time to say you did a great job. You did a great job. You did a great job. You did a great job today. Whoever you are, whatever you did today, good job. Good job. If you got out of bed today, good job. If you ate something today, good job. If you went to the bathroom today, good job. Any of those things or not or more, good job. If you were of service to somebody today, good job. If you were of service to yourself today, good job. If you took care of yourself today, good job. It's almost time to say that's how we did today. No more today. No more. Can't do more. Can't fit in more. It's almost time to say that's enough. 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 It's almost time to say, it's almost time to bring back our original song. It's almost time to bring back our original song, which you can join me in. You can join me and you can start, because now we're just celebrating now. So go ahead and you can clap with me, or you can go like this and go. So you want a miracle, so you want a miracle, so you want a miracle. We gave you a lot of miracles, okay? So you got them. So you've got some miracles, so we gave you a lot of miracles, so you are a miracle. Am I back on the screen? No, we're still doing. we're in process. We're in process. So you want to see things on the screen. So you want to hear voices in the back of it. So you want to use technology to make everything work in this weird time. So you want to, so you want to get ready for coming. Oh, here we are. Audrey, we made it.
I forgot to unmute. Morgan, my cheeks, they're hurting. I'm very excited. This was beautiful. Thank you all so much. We want to just wish you a wonderful evening. What was that song? You made it. What did you do? What was the song you just did?
Yeah, totally.
I can't do it.
It's gone.
It's gone. It's done. We're done. It's done, you guys. This is it. It is a wrap.
Mazel tov.
So mazel tov, mabruk, yalla. Let's get free. Let's do this. Onwards.
השורר שירה לכבוד התורה